Yo, VEDA, what's up? So, today's the 5th, and today's topic is, do you think that you give good advice? Slash, do you like getting advice and giving advice everywhere, so on and so forth. Um, by the way, this is my break from work. I have to go back to work after they make this quick video. Uh, I like giving advice. I like helping my friends if they need that. I find that when I'm giving advice, what I'm really just doing is listening. I feel like people just need someone to just listen to them, and so they can just get it all out. And then I think most of the time, I feel like most people actually know what needs to be done. They just, for one reason or another, don't want to admit it to themselves or whatever. So I've been told also that I give good advice because I can be, and this can be a good thing or a bad thing, relatively detached from situations, including within my own life. So, a lot of times I have the ability to just kind of break away from things emotionally and look at it from the big picture logically of, like what the next step is. And apparently, not a lot of people can do that. But it's also kind of a bad thing because at times I can just seem unemotional about things that are happening. And it's not because I don't care, it's just because in my mind I know it needs to be done, so I'm just going to do it and deal with it. So I've been told that about myself a lot, and that's why people like to get advice from me. And also, that's also why some people don't want to get advice from me because they know that I will tell them what needs to be said, and they don't want to hear it. So that's also another reason why sometimes my friends will have situations that happen and they purposely won't ask me for advice because they don't want me to tell them what they already know is true. So it's a double-edged sword. Do I like getting advice? I do when it is solicited. I often ask people what they think of whatever I'm doing and this and that, and a lot of times I'll ask Chris because that's what you do when you're married. You kind of like ask your spouse for advice a lot. Whether they've been in a similar situation or not, you just ask them. But yeah, a lot of times I go to my parents for most of my advice, whether it's financial advice, life advice. I mean, advice on what to do with my dog. Like I go to my parents for a lot of guidance, especially now that I feel like I'm older and I can see how they did it, looking back and really realizing that they did it right, you know, that they're good people to their core. So I ask them a lot because they are kind of like the prototype to me of what a marriage should be, what a family unit should be, and all of that kind of stuff. So I go to my parents a lot for that kind of advice, life advice, if you will. Them and my sister. My older sister, she is like basically a second mom to me slash confidant kind of thing. So we confide a lot in each other. And unlike me, she has the ability to be, I think, more emotional about things and more compassionate. Whereas with me, since I'm so logical, strike one, strike two, strike three, and I'm done with you, where she'll forgive and, let you come back and keep trying and that kind of thing, where I'm just kind of like, get out of my face, I hate you now, Well, not hate, but like, you've wronged me so many times that I don't feel the need to have you in my life. Whereas she'll take the time to understand your frame of mind and, say, I understand why you did it. It hurt me, but I understand where you're coming from. Whereas I'm like, you hurt me. And I know I wouldn't do that to you. So go away, So I often will go to her when I feel like I need to be more compassionate. So we kind of balance each other out in that respect, I think. But yeah, that's really mostly it. I would say that I like giving advice. I like getting it from my loved ones. When people just try to like just throw advice to me like they know me, then I'm like, back away. But I did not solicit your advice. So, and that's one thing I always try to make sure I do when people are kind of starting to tell me something relatively, controversial in their life. the first thing I'll kind of say is, well, like, do you want to know what I really think? You know, that's the first thing I say. I try not to give unwarranted advice. You know, like if they aren't purposely asking me for it, I don't give it to them. So yeah, that is me on advice giving. I don't know what the topic is tomorrow. I need to look at the calendar, but I also need to get back to work because I have to get some videos out the door to some clients. So